Hello, internets. Quick video about a project I made. I had some parts lying around and I was just messing around trying to do different things, and we had a party coming up, so it sort of all came together eventually into this little display here, which as you can see, it's a LED scrolling sign. It's got 4 different messages on it, and the idea is that you can text it. I took the phone number out because there's a phone number associated with this board, and whatever I use it for in the future, I don't want people messing with me. But I can go ahead here and send it a message, and hopefully, if everything goes well, at some point soon after the text message makes its way through the text message network, etc., we will see one of these lines update. There we go, the one on the bottom. Today we scroll. So yeah, what this is, let me show you the back. This is actually two boards here, one on top of the other. They are 16 high by 64 wide LEDs, one color, and I think they're sort of made to go next to each other, but no reason you can't stack them on top of each other, which is what I did. So I've got 32 by 64, and I am controlling them with an Arduino Uno, and I am doing the cellular stuff with this hologram dashboard that's on top of the Uno there. It was originally called Connect Dash with K's when they did their Kickstarter. This is one of those things. I supported the Kickstarter because it sounded cool. Everybody was doing these cellular boards, and it comes with like a year of free cellular data or something like that, free incoming SMS messages, so that's kind of why I'm using it. It was sitting in the drawer on, collecting dust, so I figured I would hook it up. I could have done the whole thing with that because that is Arduino compatible essentially, but I had already programmed the Uno to control this board, to control the sign before I decided what I wanted to put on it. And so this was kind of an add-on afterward, and I didn't want to redo everything just to, get the part count down. You can see the one board's cascaded into the other. Essentially, these are this is a very low level thing here, right? So this sign is the display really only shows one line at a time, and you have to do the scanning in software. So it's just a shift register. So you shift in one line and then toggle the latch and then repeat. So it doesn't persist. So when you're displaying one line, you're not displaying any. Well, actually, in this case, because there are 2 boards and they're cascaded, it's essentially displaying the top line of each and then the second line of each and so on. But it's refreshing very quickly. So to the eye, and apparently to the iPhone camera, it looks continuous. But you have to do all of that in software, so kind of a pain. But that's what microcontrollers are for, right? The other part of it that was interesting is there's so little RAM on an Arduino Uno that by the time I had the display buffer, which is, it's not that many pixels, right? It's like 4 bytes by 8 bytes, but 2 of those, so because I'm double buffering it, then I've limited the messages to 80 characters, so 80 characters times 4, plus I want to enqueue the incoming messages, so if like 3 people texted at once, I can hold those in reserve and then display them as they scroll out. So another 3 times 80 for the queue, and that's all I could fit in RAM. At that point, I tried to make the queue longer, ran out of memory. So it was a bit of a challenge to get that all in there. Originally, I did it with the string class and object-oriented stuff, and that was, I ended up just switching back to good old-fashioned character arrays in order to save a few bytes. So yeah, that's what's going on in the back hardware-wise, and then the power supply, obviously beefy enough to handle the current of the many LEDs. Yeah, did I say everything I wanted to say about this? I think I did. So it's pretty hacked together, but I like it. I enjoyed it, and then I just had these shelf. These are these things that you stick shelves in. They were just lying around in the garage. It just happened to line up here so that I could stick these things on it, because this is really difficult to mount to something. Excuse me. Yeah, so I put this out at the party, and the idea was that it, flashed the number up on the top so that anybody at the party could send in a message. When I was younger, I had an Amiga, and there were a lot of demos on the Amiga that always, they always had scroll text and stuff. Some of them even had multiple lines of scroll text going, and so I've had this sort of picture has been in my head for years of like a wall where people could send messages to it, and it would display them. And I guess that was sort of subconsciously influencing me to build this. Not sure what I will do with these parts afterward. I might just keep this around, or I might turn it into, I was thinking of making a calendar. But yeah, so that's my little project. Scrolling sign thingy. Hope you're entertained. The end.